Our shiur is la'atzlachat. Gabriel Chai ben Reuven v'Leah may get married this year. Married Karov. But we see miracles in our shul. Also, not only him, also Rahman ben Dina. And our shiurs also should be la'atzlachat. Yisrael ben Susanna. And Ariel ben Miriam. They all get married this year, B'ezrat Hashem. And we all have ahava, shalom v'reut. We're in Shar Akudim, Perek Aleph. We have up to Akudim, and last week I went over Akudim. I don't have to go over it again, right?
Yeah.
Akudim is Pedeak. Yes or no? Pedeak. Your buddies are here? Okay.
You know it's not going to stop.
Alright, we just started, so take a safer. We just started.
I didn't know that counts.
Okay. Why? It's all over the place. Okay. Tell me your secret afterwards.
It's very easy. Right to Hashem and I'll do it for you.
I think you should be giving this class. So, we're in Shar Akudim, and we're in the Pedeak, right? We're in the Olam that comes out of Pedeak. Why is Pedeak very important? Like we said last week, from the Pe of Ak is going to come out the first perceivable kelim. A kli, a vessel that can perceive. Who can perceive? You. Us. We. Down in Asiya. It's a beautiful pshat, by the way. Can I say the pshat?
Say.
It's a Hasidic pshat.
Say.
It says, what's the connection? And it says God created the world because He's good. Ratzon pashut, right? Mm-hmm. So leave it as trees, insects, the simpler things, right? Why make humans? When a person passes away, does he want to pass away? No. Why are you going back to God? You cried before you went down here. You didn't want to come down here. Why do you want to stay? Yeah. Why? You spend 30, 40, 50 years learning OTZROT Chaim, how Hashem is good, all the Alamot Elyonim. Why do you want to stay here?
That's the purpose of life.
Bingo. God wants to be down here. So therefore you want to be down here. You just don't realize it until you get down here. That's why you don't want to go back. Understand? Beautiful pshat. So it says here, V'inen, behold, B'itchaberot ha'pnimiyim imorot ha'makifim. We're in the Peh of Ak. The Peh de Ak. Now, we said by the Ozen, we had the inner lights came from the left ear, and the outer lights came from the right. It's called Pnimi versus Makif. Remember these words. Remember the vernacular.
Makif is the
Makif. He's Makif. Right. Pnimi is inside, right? So in the Ozen, they came far away. Also in the Chotem, also Makif was closer. Makif versus the Pnimi. Right opening versus the left. In the Peh of Ak, since it's only one opening, the Pnimi and the Makif, which will be the top and the bottom, have no choice but to connect. That clash will produce a vessel. Right. The baby, which is the vessel. Just like you cannot have a baby with your wife just by looking at her. You need a clash. Exactly. You're not going to have a baby just looking with your wife. You need to clash. Yes or no? There needs to be a collision. So that's what happened in the pit. That's why the Rambam says in the halachot, before you bring your wife into your bedroom, you have to speak with her. You need to create the first vessel. Okay? That's exactly what happened in this Olamot Elyonim. The clash took place first in the mouth. You can't have a zivug starting, I smell her perfume, or I heard her voice. You need to speak. Exactly. Tochape, inside the mouth. That means the collision already took place inside the mouth. As you're speaking, the vessels are being created inside the mouth. Therefore, they're intertwined when they leave the peh of ak.
The inner light and the outer light
are intertwined. The makif and the pnimi, which is the whole point. Makif is basically zachar. Pnimi is nekeva. Okay? And when they leave the peh of ak, it's a zivug. When it says kshurim, look at the word, second line, kishurim. Kishurim means tied, intertwined. It's a zivug, basically. It's another word of saying zivug. Hem makim. They collide. Umevatishim. You know what mevatishim means? When you take a hammer and you hit it on a metal, like pach, and a spark comes out. That. I don't know if there's a special word in English. The strike, mevatishim. Then they strike one another. Zeh bazeh. That's what I was telling about in the previous shiur. I always try to connect something. My first shiur, second shiur, with Yecheskel saw that the animals were going back and forth like lightning. The chayot were going back like lightning, like a strike of lightning. That's what prophecy is made. Umebeina akaot, from the striking, shelahem mityaled havayat bechinat hakeli. It creates the baby. It creates the vessel. ולכן נקרא מקום זה פה. That's why it's called פה. If you pay attention, people with the letter פה in the beginning of their name have a very, very interesting quality. They could create things. For example, the most famous Pinchas HaKohen, he created for himself Kohenship. That comes from the letter P in his name. Very powerful letter to have in your name. P, especially if it's the first letter. Ki P, why? P is the numerical value, gematria, sag. Why sag? We're still in the world of sag, right? We're still in the world of sag. These are all components of sag. The ozen, the chotin, they're all components of sag. So sag is how much? 63. Plus what? Chav bet otiyot. What is the most primordial form of vessels? And we're doing it every single second. Breathing is not a vessel. Words. Words are made up of what? Letters. How many letters do we have in the Hebrew alphabet? 22. 22 plus 63 equals 85. 85 is what? Pe. Okay, so is milah. Very good, Jonah.
85 is even up. Word.
We're not talking about 85. What's the same?
Guys, don't get off tangent. I know we're not in a numerical value class, but sometimes the Ari wants to give you a little candy. Okay? Lahavdil. He wants to give you a little,
hope.
To give you a little, to whet your appetite, okay? Don't think he's going to be so generous in the later chapters. So enjoy it while it's happening. These letters, which are the most basic form of vessels, the letters are the most basic, aleph bet. Hema kelim, they are the most basic level of vessels, as we said. And I'm saying it 10 times, so you should know that. Words are vessels. Letters are vessels. Lachen nirmaz b'peh, therefore it's hinted in the mouth. Shem sag ve'od chab otiyot. 63 plus 22 otiyot. Lermoz al ma shenitchadesh. Why? Why definitely? Why in the peh the 22 are hinted? Because that's when you could perceive them. You can't perceive it in the ear, the ozen of ak. You can't perceive it in the why? You can't communicate with your nose. You can't communicate with your ears, but you can communicate with your mouth, because that's where the otiyot are formed. עניין חוויית הכלים שנתגלה בכאן על ידי חב אותיות. The kelim are the chav bet otiyot. You should know that. Okay? So, in the name of God, Yud Kei Vav Kei, what letter is going to represent the chav bet otiyot? The last hey. The last hey is keneged the otiyot. It's the Shekhinah, the divine presence. Which the only way you could perceive God is through what? Divine presence. And what is that? The letters. What is the most important mitzvah? Besides Puru? Tefillah. When do you speak to God? Through the letters. How do you do that? Through your mouth. Okay? Prayer. And this is something that unfortunately we haven't tapped into that. Sometimes we tap into it. You know when you're going to tap into it? Yeah. You know when you're going to tap into it? If you're going to start praying one day and suddenly you're going to start crying in the middle. That prayer, you tapped into it a bit. It's going to be a rush of excitement. Like bazak, like lightning. If you can have that, you've reached, that prayer, you reached the letters, the divine presence, which is, it's more enjoyable than the most enjoyable thing in the world. To pray through that excitement where you're, because if a person cries a lot, laughs a lot, what happens after he starts to laugh a lot? He starts to cry. Crying is, that's why the Gemara says only the gates of crying haven't been closed, are open. It doesn't say the gates of laughter to b'simcha, because laughter has to lead you to crying. When you cry, it's the greatest sweetening of judgments. It says when Hashem gives parnasah, it's as if Hashem has cried. The two drops that come out. Okay, let's not get into it. From the peh yatsu 10 orot pnimiyim, 10 inner lights and 10 asara magim, 10 outer lights. Zachar and Nekeva, 10 sfirot of pnimi, 10 sfirot of makiv.
Also, we have 10.
10 and 10.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. What happens though? ונמשכים מכנגד פנים על הטבור שזה האדם וזה נקרא וזהו עיקר האור. אורות הפה reach. Their length is up until the tabur of Ak, which in our bodies would be the belly button.
Oh, the belly button.
Yeah. That's why the belly button is also an opening in your body. Because that's where the peh of Ak, the orot of your peh, reach until. אבל גם כן, הוא מאיר דרך הצדדים. Don't think it doesn't spread to the sides. It also spreads to the side. Just the עיקר האור is in the front. Okay? כוס סביבות האדם, הדרך הנ"ל, like we learned in שער תנתא. והנה, באוזן וחותם, when we learned about the ear, the אוזן of Ak and the חותם of Ak, לא היו רק בית בחינות של אור. We learned, והם פנימיים ומקיפים. We learned these two אורות as two distinctive orot, male and female, pnimi and makif. They didn't connect. Over here they were doubled. They were two, that they were four. Why? When you hit something by something else, you're multiplying. We are multiplying. So it's 2 times 2, which is what? 4. That's what they say, the first Mishnah of Masechet Shabbat. Shtayim shem arba bifnim. 2 that are really 4. Because every time there is a haka, why specifically Masechet Shabbat it talks about that? Because what's having a haka'ah in Masechet Shabbat, the first Mishnah? What's having a haka'ah over there? The ani and the ashir. Which is what you're doing, the rich and the poor guy. It's the first Mishnah of Masechet Shabbat. 2, that's 4. When you give tzedakah, it's the greatest strike that you can do. Yeah, you give tzedakah, you're not losing your money. The Gemara says, how could you make more money? How could you save your money? Don't put it in a bank. The Gemara says, give it to the poor people, because when you're actually giving it, you're striking, you're multiplying. It's a Gemara. Now we're not in that level of emunah. Maybe some are, but
88.
Okay.
So you have to have the emunah to multiply.
The Gemara says that Mun Baz HaMelech, Masechet Nida, Mun Baz HaMelech, this is a country that all converted to Judaism. Mun Baz HaMelech gave all of his wealth to tzedakah. You're like, what the heck are you doing? I'm saving my money. Gemara says that when a person gives tzedakah, he's multiplying his money. Because it's a strike between the poor and the rich. As we see in the Orot HaPeh, the Pnimi and the Makif had a strike. There are two Orot, two distinct, Pnimi and Makif, but they created four. We're going to learn them right now. First we have Orot, because now we have Pnimi and Makif of the Orot, and Pnimi and Makif of the Kelim. Well, how are they two that's four? Let me get a tape towel, please. How are they two that's four? Because don't forget what's being created in the peh.
Vessels.
The vessels. So now there's two of the orot. How is it two that's four? The orot, there's pnimi and makif. Now, what did it create? Kelim, vessels. Kelim have pnimi and chitzon. There's the outer part of the kli, and there's the inner part. So it's two that became 1, 2, 3, 4. The orot, I didn't write the whole word. Orot, it was the first letter. Orot, pnimi, makif, right? They strike, they multiplied, and they created kelim too, right? A vessel has an inner part and an outer part. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, that's 4. Look at the words. והאורות נכפלו בסוד פנימי ומקיף, והכלים בסוד פנימי וחיצון. Inner and outer. That means in every vessel, it's not just what you see on the outside. There's an inner part inside the vessel. ואלו ארבע בחינות, these four parts, הם בחינת גילוי אותם מדל אלפים. Remember the four olives? These four are really the four olives. Now they're coming into a revealment. Remember there was four olives we learned? Two of them were like this. Yeah. And two of them were Yud, Vav, and Dalet. Now, from the hay. Yeah, from the haze. The Yud, Vav, Yud, Yud, Vav, Yud, Yud, Vav, Dalet, Yud, Vav, Dalet. Now, guess what? Now they're coming into revealment in where? In the Peh. What do they come into revealment as? The Aleph, which is the first letter, now turns into 22 letters. The one letter turns into 22.
Each letter.
So this, the first Yud, the first Aleph, Yud, is going to be the Orot. That's how they revealed into the Orot. The Yud Vav Dalet and Yud Vav Dalet are going to be what? The vessels.
So we have 10 vessels.
I don't get it.
And 10 lights.
The two that's four. The two that's four. Remember, let's go back. What are the two?
The inner and the
outer of the orot. Multiplying, they create four. What are they? Inner, outer light. And the inner and outer vessel. Those inner and outer are really what? In its root. In its root, what is it? It's the olives.
So how does it become 22?
The number? You saying the numbers don't make sense?
No. You said the olives are
those five
really are the 22
right.
letters.
Yeah.
How? Break it down.
Right now the Ari didn't break it down for us.
Oh, okay.
He didn't break it down for us. He just letting you know. How did I make the olives? I connected the ozen with the chotem.
Right.
Those same ozen and chotem, they don't stop over there.
Right.
They continue to what? To the peh.
Right.
When they get to the peh, they create vessels.
I understand it, but okay.
So the 22 letters are
It's just basically
olives. They're all olives.
What's the first letter of the alphabet? Aleph. How you write the Aleph right now, the Ari doesn't want to mess with Gematriot. Because that's not his point. To teach you a nice lesson of Gematriot. You want to hear that? Open up drasha. He wants to teach you what's the root. Aleph is the root. The first letter of the alphabet is what? Aleph. People have the letter Aleph in their name. The first letter are very powerful people. The first person of our nation is who? Avraham Avinu. And who's the first person created? Adam. Who's the most amazing prophet? Eliyahu. Aleph.
And God created the world
Bet. He didn't want, but first letter of the Ten Commandments is what? Aleph. Because Aleph is humble.
Let's not forget about Aaron.
Aharon too, John. Yeah, here you go. Aharon. Relax, we remember. Right? Remember Aaron in the story of Korach? What did he do the whole time of Korach? They're humble people. Learn to be humble.
The best shot.
like because the same light that was in the chotem it continued through this ak and came out through the mouth of ak, the peh of ak. Tried ha-adam. Why ha-adam? Of ak. We're talking about ak right now. והנה הבית אלפין שציורן יוד וו יוד הם פנימי ומקיף. The two olives which are yud vav yud are what? Pnimi and makif of what? Orot.
R.shalom. Where's the break-in? They don't have like a break-in sheet like that?
No, they don't have it over here.
Yeah, the olives?
There is, if you want afterward. Yeah, he showed him in his book. Yeah.
I want to get that.
Yeah, because I asked Ash to give it.
I prefer.
Ash got someone else.
I'm a person that I don't like illustration.
But you
Where's
understand?
my book?
Okay, but you
Where's
are.
my book?
Which book?
We're not on that level to understand. Like,
It's not in print in America.
Can I get one? How come he got one?
When I was in Israel, I ordered it for him.
From the author.
He's Jew.
I got it from the author is my Rebbe, by the way.
I'm going next Wednesday. Hold on, I'll
All right. You have a private jet? Okay. Ubed Alfin, guys. Let's continue because we could cover ground. My mind is not so muddled. We could cover ground today. Ubed Alfin in the two Aleph Shetsiyuran Yud Vav Dalet Hem Bet Bechinot HaKelim Pnimi VeHitzot. So the Yod. So you see, when I write an Aleph like this, Yud Vav and a Dalet, it's more Gashmi. What's Gashmi? Materialistic, which means more revealment. So that's why it reveals what?
Less revealment, more materialistic, you said.
Less revealment.
But more
No. More revealment, more materialistic.
more.
more
Revealment.
hidden, more hidden.
You would think it's more revealed. Oh, it's so much light. It's more spiritual. Wrong. More revealment, more materialistic. Why? It comes from that dalet on the bottom.
The darker is more.
Yeah. People who have the letter dalet, for example, in the beginning of their name, could have a lot of success in materialism because of the dalet. Yeah. David HaMelech was what? He succeeded as king. Shaul didn't.
Interesting.
Show was greater.
I'm not going to talk about Shaul because he has the letter Shin. The first letter of my name is Shin. So I can't mess with the secrets of here. I'm joking. Okay. Oh, so what are these four olives? Remember, they're the Bet Oznaim, the two parts of the Oznaim of Ak. From the right ear of Ak, it was continued into the Peh and turned into a Or Makif. And from the right Chotem, the right opening of the Chotem, or Penimi, and also turned into what?
The inner light.
The inner light. So you see, everything in the right is what? Light. Or Makif and or Penimi. This is going to be what? Kli Chitzon and Kli Penimi. Mina Ozen Semol, and from the left ear of Ak came out to the Peh what? Bechinat Chitzoniyut Akli, the outer of the. How come from the left ear comes out the outer of the ear? Shouldn't it be the inner of the ear? The inner of the Kli, I'm sorry. The outer of the Kli is holier than the inner of the Kli.
So the left has
The left ear
Has the outer, right?
has the outer,
Which is the holy.
reveals the outer vessel, the outer layer of the vessel.
So why do we do everything with the right hand? Or
Because the right hand is Pnimi and Makif of the Orot.
It's holier. Higher.
Orot, these are just Orot. These are all Kelim, but the ear is going to be the Chitzoniyut HaKeli.
What's that?
The outer of the vessel, which is a higher level. Because the whole point of the vessel is to be revealed. And the outer part is the revealment. Which is not true by the Or. The whole point of the Or is to be more concealed. That's why anything that's, what do we say is the outer, usually? The male. What's more inner? The female. Female has to be more concealed. She has the laws of modesty. Males have to be more revealed. They go out there into the world. They fight for the parnasah. They conquer. Okay? You see how everything is coming together?
Is that why Hashem made male animals also more beautiful?
Absolutely, because they have to go out into the world. They have to have more chen. They have to have more chen. They have to have more charm. Not like the females, who have to be more concealed. And even so, she making your bed has to exactly.
Attractive.
Absolutely. Umichotem semol, and from the left nostril, from the left part of the chotem, nimshach masad pnimiyut hakli, the inner part of the keli. Ve'elo dal bechinot nichnasu bapeh. These 4 bechinot came inside the peh. Ki ine bapeh yesh bechinot hevel bechinat dibur. Why? How did this 2 become 4? I have a top part of my mouth, bottom part. How? I don't see 4 parts, because in my mouth I have breath and I have speech. Ha'vinei hevel, the breath, the air, hu bichinat ha'or. It's the aspect of the or, because it has no revealment yet. Light has no revealment. So it's breath in the mouth. Va'dibur, but the speech, hu bichinat ha'keli.
It's revealed because here.
That's why sometimes you speak to people that have such a profound effect on you.
Right.
Why? Their speech is so clean. It pierces through you. It's enough. Those vessels are enough. It's the most primordial form of vessel. It's enough. How do you do that? You could reach that too. Don't say lashon hara. Don't curse. If you stop cursing, your speech is going to have the same profound effect on people.
Yes.
Some people are born with that. Salesmen. They're born with that. They're born with that effect. Okay? They have to use it for the good. People who speak in public, for example, public speakers. Profound effect. How? They're born with a special power of this peh. In the top palate, the top part of the peh, you have hevel and dibur, the elyon. Elyon means the elevated one. It's elevated. It's higher level. The top palate. Ve'hevel v'dibur atachtonim, and the lower part is also hevel and dibur, but it's lower.
Okay.
Ve'nimtza, and we see ki ha'hevel ha'elyon, the higher hevel on the top palate of ak, the top part of the peh of ak, hu or makif is what going to be, or makif, because it's top.
The outer covering.
Right, the outer covering of the or. The or. V'atachton, and the lower is what? Or pnimi. V'dibur ha'elyon kli haitzon. V'atachton kli pnimi. And the top part of the keli is going to be kli haitzon. And tachton is kli pnimi. V'arot she'em ha'hevalim hem b'yimin ha'peh. V'adiburim she'em ha'kelim hem b'smol ha'peh. I need to draw it for you.
Please. I'm like the boss.
I need to draw it for you. Let's do it in 2 steps. Okay, first step.
I'm too busy.
I have over here the peh, right? This is the peh.
Yeah.
Let's call this ozen. Ozen, right, left. Chotem. Chotem. Right, left. This is the yamin. Yamin. This is semol. They made 4 olives, remember? Now peh has top part and lower part. From ozen yamin, it surged down through the chotem into the peh, made what? Makif. Makif ha'or. From the pnimiyut, from the chotem yamin came what? Which part? Pnimiya or. The inner light. From the ozen semol, surged down through the chotem into the peh, made what? Made what? Chitzoniyut hakli, correct. Chitzoniyut hakli. Chitzoniyut keli. From the chotem semol, came down and made what?
The inner.
The pnimi hakli. Correct. Okay, so what do we have over here? Ozen yamin made makif of the or. Chotem yamin made what? Pnimi of the or. The ozen semol made what? Chitzoniyut hakli. Chotem semol made what? Pnimi of the keli.
So now the keli is higher And I
Now,
like that it's
Now,
clear,
just
right?
the way I drew it, just the way it is. You see this makif, and this is chitzoniut hakli. It's in the upper palate of the peh. The ozen, the or pinimi, and the pinimiut hakli is in the lower palate of the peh. So when you speak, you're creating a zivug, and you're creating words. Now, besides for speaking, when else are you making a zivug? When else are you making a zivug? When what? Besides for speaking.
Whenever you with your wife.
When else do you use your mouth? You're speaking though.
If you love.
Also, yeah,
You eat.
eating.
Khordan.
When you eat,
Make a zivug.
the lowest thing a human could do
Is he?
is really
Not eat.
the highest form of zivug. Did you hear what I just said?
Heard.
The lowest
Is the highest thing.
is the highest. When you eat, you're creating a zivug in shamayim. That's unbelievable, and that's what he said too. When before you're with your wife, when you kiss her, you're doing 4 that really turned into what? 8.
Double.
Pruruhu.
Prove, guys.
So everything that you do has a connection with Olamot Elyonim. You just have to know what it means. You just have to know what it means and what your talents are, what your skills are. So therefore, when you eat, that's what Ari says, you can reach Ruach HaKodesh. Huh? I'm doing the most animalistic thing in the world. No! That's exactly the point. I'm doing the biggest zivug in the world. Because this is in the peh. When I'm with my wife, it's in the yesod, it's in the bottom. But when I'm eating, I'm doing it in the peh. It's you could reach Ruach HaKodesh through that. So we're going to end over here, Rabbi Isai. Hope we're starting Perik Bet next week. Bezrat Hashem. Next